Hello students, welcome to the session. So today we will discuss about the human respiratory system. In previous class I give a overview about it. So now we will discuss more in a elaborative form. So in human beings, many organs take part in the process of respiration. These organs are called the organ of respiratory system. And what are they? They are nose, nasal passage, trachea. Trachea is also called as windpipe, bronchi, bronchioles, lungs, and diaphragm. So the human respiratory system begins from the nose. The air then goes into the nasal passage. The nasal passage is actually have a fine hair and mucus inside it. So now air passes through the nasal passage and the dust particle and other impurities present in it are trapped by the nasal hair and mucus, so that the clean air goes into the lungs. So now the air pass into the pharynx. The part of the throat between mouth and the windpipe is called as pharynx. So now from pharynx it will go into the windpipe, that is trachea. So air enter into the pharynx and then goes into the windpipe, which is trachea. Trachea does not collapse when even there is no air in it, because it is supported by the cartilage, soft bones, rings of soft bones, which is also called as cartilage. So now this trachea runs and divide into a smaller tubes called bronchi, and then bronchi opens into bronchioles. So the bronchi are connected to the two lungs. The lungs lie in the chest cavity, or we can say thoracic cavity, which is separated from abdominal cavity by the muscular partition. It is known as diaphragm. So each bronchus divide into lungs to form a large number of smaller tubes called bronchioles. The pouch like here, the pouch like air sacs at the end of small bronchioles. These small bronchioles, when it is end, then this will actually opens into alveoli. The wall of alveoli are very thin and they are surrounded by a very thin blood capillaries, and alveoli it is in the alveoli that exchange of gases take place by the process of diffusion. And what is diffusion? Diffusion is the process in which air is transferred from higher concentration to lower concentration. So this is all about the structure of human respiratory system. Now we will see what is how mechanism of respiration occur. So when we breathe in, we lift our ribs and flatten our diaphragm, and the chest cavity become larger at that time. Because of this, air is sucked into the lungs and fills the expanded alveoli. This is called as inhalation, in which oxygen goes into our lungs. The alveoli are surrounded by thin blood vessels called capillaries, carry blood into them. The oxygen of air diffuses out from alveoli walls into the blood. So the oxygen is carried by the blood to all parts of the body as the blood passes through the tissue of the body. So here diffusion process occur into the cell. Now the oxygen combined with the digested food and releases energy, which is called as a respiration. When carbon dioxide is collected as a waste product during the respiration in the cell of the body tissue, this carbon dioxide diffuses into the blood, and then blood carries this carbon dioxide back to the lungs, where it diffuses into alveoli, and then when we breathe out air, the diaphragm and muscles attached to the ribs relax, due to which air chest cavity contract and becomes smaller. So this contraction movement of the chest pushes out carbon dioxide from the alveoli of the lungs into the trachea, and then this carbon dioxide goes into the nostril and then finally releases into the air. So this is a process of exhalation. So there are two processes involved. I explained both of them. One is inhalation and another one is exhalation. So during the breathing cycle, when air take in and let out, the lungs always contain a residual volume. What is residual volume? Residual volume is the amount of oxygen that is present into our lungs when there is complete carbon dioxide exhale out. So our lungs always have a amount of oxygen in the reserve form. So this is called as residual volume of air, so that there is a sufficient time for oxygen to be absorbed and for the carbon dioxide to be released. Yeah, here. So carbon dioxide is more soluble in water than oxygen and hence mostly transported in the dissolved form in our blood. So this is all about the respiration. And what is the rate of breathing? The process of breathing pump in oxygen into our body it is called as a breathing and removes carbon dioxide. So breathing is an involuntary process which is not controlled by ourselves. It is but the rate of breathing is controlled by the respiratory system of brain. The average breathing rate in an adult at rest is a 15 to 18 times per minute. So now when it actually goes into the blood, it is actually taken up by the hemoglobin, which is a respiratory pigment. In human beings, the respiratory pigment is hemoglobin, which has a high affinity for oxygen. So the oxygen required for breathing and respiration is carried out by hemoglobin pigment present in our blood. The normal range of human hemoglobin in the blood of healthy adult person is 12 to 18 gram per deciliter of the blood. I hope you know that whenever you test your blood, whenever you go for a test, and you always have a major quantity of hemoglobin present in you, and it is actually categorized for male and female both. So for a healthy adult person, there should be this hemoglobin should be in the range of 12 to 18 gram per deciliter of blood. So the deficiency of hemoglobin in the blood of person reduces the oxygen carrying capacity of blood, resulting in breathing problem, tiredness and lack of energy. So I think this is all about the respiration part. I hope I am able to explain you in a better way. Please listen video again and again if you don't understand it, and if you still have a problem, you can text message me. Thank you.